Yes, your all new podcast interview show. Thank God we're not so new anymore. It's going to be a pretty interesting show. I'm here just chilling in bed, taking it easy. I got Peter, my man, coming in right now. Hold on one second. We should be going live right now. All right. Hold on one second, guys. Let's do this. There he is, the man, the minister.
Have I
Turn
got
your
it the
camera.
wrong way? Hey?
Yeah, turn your camera. There you go. Hey, good morning.
Yeah, all right. How's it going?
Good, man. Hold on one second. Let me, I see Maria Summer Card is there. I see a couple other people that just started out with us. I'm chilling in bed. It's an early morning. Actually, it is. Let me get precise here. It is 8:19 a.m. in California. Peter, what time is it there in New Zealand?
3:10 in the morning.
Oh, actually, it's Saturday here, but it's Sunday there, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Good Lord. Hey, I just want to say congratulations on the mixes. I noticed that you had let's see there on God, you were number 39th on the was that part 1?
Yeah, 39 on the part 1 of the barn dance mix and 43rd on the barn dance part 2.
Oh, cool. Hey, good morning, Renee Boy. Good morning, let's see, Rube, Mac. Good morning, Maria Summercard. We got some people that joined us this morning. I'm chilled. I'm still in the bed chilling. Actually, I just threw on a shirt from I had last night. Kind of take it easy. Hopefully, I look relaxed, guys, because I am. I'm chilling. We're here with Peter Glenn, aka DJ ER. He's all the way in New Zealand right now. It is about 3 something in the morning. It is Sunday morning in New Zealand. It is Saturday morning here in California. It is whatever time you wanted to be in space. I am so glad that everybody joined this morning. We want to say congratulations to Peter, amazing DJ. If you guys have been to Playa del Carmen, Cancun, Tulum, areas like that, you might have heard some of his mixing down there. Peter, where else would they have heard some of your mixing at?
Pardon?
Like in Playa del Carmen, or like
And Geelong,
what different venues did you play down there?
Geelong, Emma Pola, what's the name on the beach? What's it called? Can't remember the names of them all.
Oh, no problem. I threw you. Wait, we've been going through
Uh,
pandemic, man. Who's gonna remember everything? Hey, I know that there was a lot of people that remembered you the first time, because this is our third interview. I don't think people realize that just recently we did a part 2, and Peter Glenn, aka DJ ER, he did a this. Oh God, it was a 45-minute watch party. What was the platform we did that on? That was on what platform?
um, uh,
I know the platform. I'll tell you in a
Twitch?
minute.
Is it
But
on Twitch?
I was laughing because when we were trying to get people into that invited, because we did it on a huge streaming, it was you had a little code name, and the code name was Everybody's Dancing, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Hey, give us a little background on yourself, Peter. You've been DJing for how long?
Since '94, I think. Really.
94. And who have you worked with? That big name people that you've worked with?
Of quite a few people as not more as a sound engineer than a DJ.
Right. I know that for a fact, but I don't know, man. I've listened to you play. I got some of your sets. Actually, after this interview, I'm gonna actually load up some of your sets and let the people themselves judge what they think about the music. But I know a few people that are on right now that love your music, and guys, believe me, I'm gonna load up about 4 of his mixes. And if you're in early morning right now, if you're somewhere like that, where it's really early, I'm going to recommend a couple sets to put on that will actually wake you up and put you in a great mood. And that's what I'm all about when it comes to the music. You
I'm
also did, Peter, you just did something not too long ago with Jan Bloomquist.
with
You
who?
you
Sorry.
were you were working with you did the sound for Jan Bloomquist at that one concert. I remember looking at your page, and you were telling me about that. Do you remember that one?
For who? Sorry, I can't.
Okay, Jan Bloomquist.
No, no, it was something about. No, no, I was some. I used one of her tracks, but I've never done
Yeah,
sound.
right. But I know that on your Facebook page, because I hunted you down. That's what I do. And I was looking at your Facebook page, and you had some friends, I guess, that were actually also helping out with the sound for that. But getting back to what I really want to talk about, let's talk about your. We got somebody else that just joined in. What's happening? Um, I want to talk about the mixing. Now, the main reason I wanted to open this up is I wanted to open it up because New Zealand opened up back to the first DJ set. How was it? How did it feel to go back to your first DJ set after pandemic? Because that was last Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay. What did it feel like, man, to go back to work? Because everybody's been shut down.
it was different from live streaming. That's for sure. You know, it's back. You got people in front of you and stuff.
Okay.
As is, like it's sort of live streaming is sort of a bit more, like mixing in the head, whereas it's playing live is like more, dancing to, or mixing to the feet.
Right. That's crazy. So how many people were checking you out? Do you know?
No, I don't know. There's things we had a bit of a problem because there's a power cut, and so I never got to start playing till 2 o'clock in the morning because the a car crashed and the power went out for 3 hours.
Are you kidding? You wait. You wait. You're mixing some music doing a live stream, and the power.
No,
Somebody
no,
has
no.
a car crash.
When at this party we was supposed to start playing, and then there's a car crash somewhere and knocked a power pole down,
Okay. Okay.
and so we couldn't do anything for like 3 hours.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think I had a ghost in my room or something because all of a sudden the lights went dim. Okay, that's crazy. So how long did you do the live stream for?
The 6 hours, I think.
That was a pretty good. That was a pretty good time. 6 hours nonstop. You DJ 6 hours nonstop.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
wow.
get to
That's a.
tell more of a story that way.
Say it again.
You get to tell a bit more of a story that way.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this question, Peter. Um, that was you to that music. There was a part one and there was a part two of that mixing, and then you loaded up part three this morning, which I just
Uh,
found. I found
it's just
so.
so I could fit it all. So I could fit it all on because that was the 6 hours. Like I put it on in stages, so
Okay.
it wasn't like because otherwise 6 hours all at once is like I don't even know if you can do that.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you, where are you at mentally when you open the set? You're DJing, okay? For the people that are listening right now that are paying attention to this podcast, just so you guys can feel like you're part of it. Where does your mind go? What are you thinking of as you're mixing music? Like when you first open up and you're doing the knobs and you're fading and you're doing everything, mash up and all the whole deal. Where's your head at? What are you thinking about?
is just where, you know, it's like a lot of the way I never rehearse anything, so it's like, and then sometimes in the set that I did for that was I just got a whole lot of new music and I hadn't even uh, put it together before, so it was sort of like in the seat of your pants, you know. It's like it's the whole thing of whether it's going to work or it's not going to work, and if it's not going to work, well then making it like it was supposed to work, you know.
Right.
But it's being on the edge of your seat that keeps it live. That you know, and then telling a story, I suppose, to
Okay. Okay.
where you're trying to, which all depends on completely on your mood, I suppose, as well, but also the mood of the people that are in front of you. You know,
Right. 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 Right.
because it's everyone's as important as each other. You know, it's like you know, it's not just all about hey, there's a DJ or whatever. You know, it's about the sound, the lights, the the DJ, the people on in front of you on the floor. You know, it's like it's to try and so you all become one. You know, it's like probably the magic of the essence you're trying to achieve.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this. Like you've been DJing for a very long time, right?
Yeah, well, it's 90, 20 something years, I suppose.
Wow. Wow. What question for you? What do you think is different now versus when you first started DJing? What would be the major thing that's different about DJing back in the '90s versus DJing now?
There's a lot more of them. Like, I to start with, I never really thought about DJing. You know, I was like having that much fun on the dance floor. You know
Right.
that it wasn't until a friend of mine said to me, you know, I'm surprised, you know, being a musician that you hadn't wanted to, like DJ. And until then, I'd never really thought of it. Now when I go to a party, if I'm not DJing, I don't know what to do with myself.
wait, wait, you got me crying. There's a lot more of them. Oh, sorry, you guys. That was funny. That was really funny. Oh my god. Okay. So Peter, we were talking about actually last time you and I talked on part two interview. We we were talking. Sorry, we were. Peter, man, you gotta stop, man. You got me crying, dude. Hold on a second. Oh, you caught me off guard. Hey, we were talking about sorry guys. We were talking on part two. We were talking about getting back down to Tulum and doing some DJing. And as far as flights and being able to go do the airport thing, has New Zealand opened up yet, or where are they at?
I'm not sure. Everything in New Zealand's pretty much back to normal. You know, because we don't really have any coronavirus or anything like that here. It's eliminated, I think.
Okay.
Um, but I know for people coming into the country or whatever, you got to do like a 2 week quarantine or something like that. You know, in a hotel.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, so it doesn't. We don't bring it in, but
Oh,
I,
okay.
I, I I understand that I think we may be able to leave the country from uh, around the start of July if there's flights, I'm trying to get to America and then to Mexico, but as long
Yeah.
as there's flights, I suppose they say that they're there sort of is where you can book them, but whether they're actually going to happen yet, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get down to Mexico also myself, and I'm waiting to see what the deal is with getting in. Hopefully, it's going to be beginning of July, You know, if it was left to me, I'd already be there. But the situation is that they're not letting people in. Thank God I have an FM2 residency down there, so maybe that'll give me more of a lift than anybody else. Just coming in as a tourist. Um, you personally, when you
normal, like I think in Tulum at the moment, I think there's some bars open during the day, but not at night. But I think in the next week that things are going to change.
yeah, I have friends down in actually one of our I call it one of the team that has been on the show, Keep 100 podcast a few times. Anahi Villalobos. Let's see if I'm saying. Yeah, someone's commenting on me laughing. I couldn't hold it, man. I'm sorry. Every day I'm glad you caught that, girl. But yeah, Tulum. From what I know of, they've already started with the Tulum winter parties, or summer parties, I should say. Well, a friend of mine has been sending me updates on Tulum and what's going on. Actually, I can pull that up real quick and cover what's going on with that. What's your future projects, Peter?
Yeah, well, I want to come back to Tulum and then around Mexico, and also I've been asked to go back down to Panama and play.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Well, have you DJ'd in that area before, Panama?
yeah, a few times.
Okay.
But I was
What's it like down there?
down there October, November last year
Okay.
for I think
What?
3 times.
How big was the venue?
It was about I was maybe 100 people, maybe a few hundred if it was packed or something.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's not bad. And in Tulum, do you remember where you DJ'd at in Tulum?
Yeah, I remember Amapola and Radio Tulum.
Oh, yeah. Radio Tulum was cool. Yeah.
I first time I played at Radio Tulum in 2017. I played there one night and I moved in the next day and lived there for
How long?
5 months, I think.
Oh, yeah. Radio Tulum, I got so much respect for those guys down there. They're just the warmest people. Every time I've been in Tulum, I've had nothing but good times. I've been in the jungle of Tulum with some private parties. I've done, stuff along the beach, Papaya Playa project, and a few other projects over there also. And I tell you, every time I've been to Tulum, I've had nothing but the best time ever. Every hotel, resort that I've stayed out there, and the people are just amazing, just amazing, So
Yeah,
yeah.
the underground parties are the best, So
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I'll
commercials.
tell you. I'll tell you something that's really interesting. I have some friends in Tulum, and that grew up there, in the Tulum area. And there's a difference when you meet people that actually grow up in a certain area and they live in the middle of the jungle areas out there, because it's a whole different lifestyle. It's amazing. It's amazing. We actually went to a friend's house there, which he's lived there for a long time, and then he had a second house that he owned that he would have parties at, which was really cool. So we're like stuck in the middle of, like, it's pitch black, man, and we're driving through, going to this house, and no one even knows that we're going to have this party, and it's like a pop up. So we, start getting on the phone, on our phones, and everybody. Our job is it's like about 8 of us, and everybody's job is to call as many people as you can to get to this party, because we bought all this alcohol, so we're gonna sell alcohol, which is pretty cool. and like, our job is to get as many of our friends that we can at this party that just started. So we had like 2 hours in the intro of this party to get people there because we're like, okay, we just decided to have that party, and it was like we had DJs coming from all over, man. It was like it was crazy because I met so many people I didn't even know about, and it became like a DJ fest where DJs were showing off and battling each other, and it lasted for like 2.5 days. But there were like 14 DJs just battling. You know, one would get off and they'd battle, and they get and it was so cool. And when I say battle, in a good way, in a good sense, they were all giving each other love, but they were also coming up with just new music. They were actually new mixing, and they were like, you know what? I made some of these tracks. I want you to hear them, and then the people that were there dancing, like we're in the middle of the jungle. So it was just like amazing, you know. What is the? Let me ask you a question, Peter, because I got deep into that question. I just went back in some time. What has been your most? What were your three favorite events that you DJ'd?
I don't know what they're called. Just
I mean, are there certain sets that stand out more than others? Like,
a couple of times,
like
a couple of times at Radio Toulon, and
okay,
that
Radio Tulum would be one. Where's your
Radio
favorite place to play?
Over Road.
Okay,
Uh, that was cool. Um, the I don't know, a few times played the Carmen. The oh no, in Mexico City, I played this gig up in the hills, Mexico City. That was really good, and the house designed by the architect, this architect guy. That these houses are like sort of fairyland tale sort of places. That was really good, and
okay,
also
cool.
at an event up in Tepoztlan, which is like 2 hours over the hills from Mexico City.
Oh,
That was kind of so.
yeah. I tell you, I'm looking forward to getting back to Mexico. I don't nearly go out like I used to and things of that sort. But I would love to hear you play in Tulum somewhere on the beach. You know, that would be perfect. You know, that would be because I know the music that you play that you mix, I should say. You have a amazing way of mixing. I noticed that when you're literally telling stories, and it's like you can follow that story. And for the people that are on right now after this interview, real quick, this catch up interview, because Peter and I have this is our third interview. Um, I'm gonna load up some of his tracks that he's been mixing, and I'll kind of give you guys a full detail of the difference in the tracks. What is it that you're trying to? Where are you really trying, Peter? Where are you trying to take your listeners when they're out there on the dance floor? I mean, what are you really trying to? What effect are you trying to get to?
Well, no, it's different every time. It depends on the mood and everything of what's going on. But it's if the more you can make everyone become one, the better. I just got someone messaging me from Tepoztlan at the moment. I
Oh
just
yeah. Hey, I know this was short notice because like I woke up and it was like really early, and me. I mean, it's hard. I wish I could sleep like regular people. That would be so amazing, but I can't. Like I'll go to sleep for a couple hours and I just like wake up, and I got my laptop on my left hand side and I got my phone on my right hand side, and it's interesting because I know that there's going to always be something going on, something coming up. And when I seen you post that, you sent me a message. And the difference in time, again, where Peter is right now, guys. Remember, it's Sunday. You know, it's like what 5 something in the morning,
three, quarter to four.
a quarter to four. You know, it's 3:45 a.m. Sunday morning there in where Peter's at right now, and it's 8:43 here in California a.m. and Mexico is probably like 10:43 right now. So just kind of give you guys an idea of difference in time. So we're all on different time zones, which is pretty interesting.
You know,
Peter,
when I leave New Zealand, if I fly direct to Cancun, it's the when I arrived exactly the same time I left New Zealand because it's 8
isn't that crazy? Yeah.
go days.
Hey, so let me ask this question, Peter, because I'm going to post your music after I finish this quick little interview with you. Um, who, if you could have three people to play with, say you're doing a DJ set in Tulum, what three people would you pick that you want to go back to back with, or
I
it could
don't
be
know.
anybody?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe my friend Homer in New York, and maybe Lawrence Nelson from England. Uh, the I don't know. It's like more as it happens, you know. It's like
Hey,
it's
I got another question for you. Have you have you played? You didn't get a chance to play like BPM or anything like that, right?
no. I went to BPM. I got shot at.
Okay. Well, hey, whether you played BPM or went to BPM is pretty much the same thing. Because, and for anyone that ever been to BPM in Mexico, man, it is oh god. And I mean, they don't have it anymore, but now it's different places. That I mean, I really miss that. You know, when I think back, how many how many years did you get a chance to go to BPM or experience
My
BPM?
last one, 2017.
Okay, so you never got the chance, you never experienced any of the other ones.
No,
Oh God, Peter,
I was
you
going to go the
missed
year
it, brother.
before. Something happened and I couldn't go.
Okay, yeah, you missed a
I know.
really good one.
I really like to play with Lee Burridge. You know, again, I know Lee from
Yeah.
Hong Kong days,
Oh,
and at BPM, it was the first time I'd seen him in like 20 years. And
hey, do me a favor. Speaking of that, let's explore that for just a moment because that's what I was trying to get to, and you just brought up a good point story there. In Hong Kong, you played with whom again?
no, I was friends with Lee Burridge, and that they played, and that, and also I work with like Club for Life, and
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah. There,
I
I'm looking at a couple other friends here that I'm messaging with right now, and they had never been to BPM, and I'm like, oh my God, BPM in Mexico was like it was like the ultimate dance party, get to know people. Um, how would you explain it? You know, after going to BPM, how would you explain it? If I came to
kind
you and said,
of nuts because it was like so much all going on at the same time. But I actually that year I preferred Day Zero. You know,
you like Day Zero?
that was like really that was to me that was sort of the best party I've been to in years.
Okay. Yeah, Day Zero. Now there there are no comparisons because those are different styles of party. But I'll tell you, if you would have got a chance to go to, because I was doing them all. I mean, I do the BPM and then I do the Day Zero, um, because all my friends were all the DJs, so it's pretty interesting. But when you're down there and you do Day Zero, there's a few other ones also that are like the after parties. Um, you've got a variety of people coming from all over the world, and it is one of the most amazing things that you'll ever see. You know, so yeah, no, you're 100% right on that. So how do you feel, man, after having two of your tracks go 39 and 40 and what was it 40?
Three.
I have it. Yeah, 43. How do you feel?
You know, it's always a good feeling because I've had a couple of mixes go to 1 to 29 before, and 141, and another one 83, and another one 61 or 63 or something,
That's
which
so
is
cool.
I suppose it's pretty good. You know, I got a lot of friends that, you know, have been in a long time, and they haven't been in the top 100 or whatever.
Oh,
But
that's so cool.
I don't know how they figure it out. But
Hey, how are your friends with your mixing? Do they like they treat you any different, or do they tease you, or I mean, what how are your friends when you're mixing or if they're at the
what
party with you?
was that? Sorry.
I said, how do your friends treat you in New Zealand? You know, knowing that you're a heck of a DJ, sound engineer. Do they give you any special treatment, like at the restaurants, your friends and stuff like that, or how do they treat you?
No, probably treat me worse.
Well, I mean, you are one tough cookie. You're not an easy guy. I mean, you like, I mean, like you have that engineering background. It's kind of like having an IT background. Um,
Yeah, it's
even though
good.
you're
It's
very technical.
nice having function one speakers, that's for sure.
Yeah. So let me ask this: what? Because I've never been to New Zealand. What's the food like in New Zealand, man?
Yeah, it's good. You know, if you
What
go,
are you guys known for, like food wise?
well, lamb, I suppose, aren't we?
I know, Peter. I have no clue. I've never I've never been to New Zealand. I've been
Yeah, well,
thinking about going.
there's
I was.
sheep. You know, but our dairy industry is pretty big.
Oh,
Uh,
is that okay? Yeah. See, I'm thinking about going vegan, man. So just kind of give you an idea. I'm thinking about changing up my whole as I get older. I want to be healthier, and I'm
but
thinking about all the things that I need to change. Um, so yeah, no, that. But so other than that, New Zealand, what do they do there? What's the line of work?
it's like it's big in horticulture and agriculture, I suppose. You know, but
Okay,
and tourism.
okay, okay. Because I have a really good friend right now that I met years ago over at Hostel 3B at Yvonne's place. Are you familiar with Yvonne,
Mm,
aka Nomad?
not sure.
Okay, yeah. He had the rooftop bar.
I
Um,
yeah, I've
so
been. I went
yeah,
there when I was with N10, and
okay, yeah. So it's kind of interesting. When when he opened that up, I met a couple people that were from Australia, and then one was from New Zealand, and they were all down hanging at the hostel, and because it was a rooftop party, they were all. I mean, it was like one of the most amazing places that you could actually go back then, and it was what really made that place is not only was it a hotel hostel with private VIP rooms and stuff like that too, but it had if you're trying to save some money, you could actually save money for the people that are trying to do that. But on top was the rooftop bar, which Giovanna put that made that really nice and
is
brought
there
in
quite
talent from all over.
a barbecue up there too? I think.
Yeah, you remember that, huh? You remember that? Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but I just wanted to touch bases with you, man, and say congratulations on that. What do you think? You think maybe the part three will get some love also, or what?
Yeah, no. By the time it gets to part three, I think it's just getting going.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I'm actually going to. I'm gonna load that one up right now because I had it earlier and I loaded it up because you when you told me.
Parts of where I went into the music, a lot of music in there that I hadn't actually even really, apart from when I brought it, hadn't really listened to it fully all the way through. So I was sort of running in the seat of my pants a lot. you know. So
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a really cool
kind of,
feeling, man.
so
Hey, let me ask this question, Peter. How did you find out that your music, or when did you find out, and how did you find out that your mixing was 39th and 43?
Mixcloud sent me an email.
Oh, that. And what was your first reaction, man?
Um, yeah, it was good. I was been waiting for it to happen again, like you always do.
So you said it's been a while. Yeah. Hey, BZ, what's up? Hey,
Really good, and it doesn't get, you know, you think, why didn't that get further up
yeah,
because that was far better mixed than that, but it's,
yeah,
like I said, I don't know how they figure it all out. And,
yeah.
uh,
Well, man, that's so cool, man. I'm gonna repost your music later on. Um, oh, we got a few people in here. Hey, what's up, lady? I see someone else in here. People are joining us. Um, that's so cool. Just so you guys know, we're with Peter Glenn, aka DJ ER, good friend of mine. This is our third interview. He hit me up this morning while I was halfway asleep, and Peter was letting me know that his he had a fun day Sunday last Sunday. He did a live stream
no
and stick.
concert. It was, I mean, it was an event.
Okay,
Uh,
the event.
that was there
Okay,
was
all right. He did 6 hours? Actually, he did. You did 6 hours, right, Peter?
yeah, from 2 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the morning because of the power cut.
Woo! And it was the first time that he had got back to DJing since the pandemic had hit. And I was asking him how did it feel to get back, but um, he did. He broke it up into part one, part two, and part three. Part one and part two are part one's number 39 on the Mixcloud Global Minimal Tech House, and also part two is number 43 in the Global Minimal Tech House chart. And I was just he's a good friend of mine. He's in New Zealand right now. The difference in time right now, he's in, I don't know, for you guys, wherever you're at, if you're in Texas or if you're in California or if you're in Mexico, it's already Sunday in New Zealand. It's almost 5 o'clock out there. It's four something. Here in California, it's 8:55 a.m., almost 9 o'clock. I know in Mexico, it's about 10:55, 10:56 out there right now, a.m. In Texas, I think you guys are about the same. 2 hour difference from us. But and we also have another one of my family members, BZ, RMG. That's Legacy Pushers label, singer songwriter, owner of the label, is on with us right now. One of my very very good friends. He's got some new heat dropping. They're dropping a new album coming up. I can't tell you when, guys, but it should be like the end of the month. Hopefully, we'll do something special with that. He's checking you out too, Peter. I'm connecting everybody together and stuff. So one day, maybe everybody will get together and do something, So that's what it's really all about.
Or to like doing some parties with you down in Mexico and later in the year.
Yeah, no, that's the key. I'm trying to get down to Mexico. I haven't even told my partner yet, with my business partner, but I really want to get him down there too. And we're gonna do what I really want to have. That's gonna really be really cool for him is he's meeting a lot of my buddies down in Mexico, and I'm gonna hook him up with. He's already a lot of my friends already have actually kind of like made my nephew Tarail be my business partner uh, part of their family. They've already invited him out, to for jet skis, and he can go hang out at their house and stuff of that nature. He's never been down there yet, so he's gonna lose his mind. Uh, I told him when I went to Mexico, the Caribbean side of Mexico, that is, I went for a month and I ended up staying 10 years. So that'll kind of give you an idea. He's never been, so you can imagine what he's gonna experience down there in Mexico. And they kind of gave me the key in Mexico where I can go into different places and have a great time. And mainly because I'm very respectable. I take care of people, make sure I got everybody's in the right mind, and more importantly, I know how to promote and get things moving. So that's really important. So Peter, you and I are gonna get together in Mexico as soon as that things open up, and we'll be doing some a few things. I don't go out that much anymore like I used to. I'm more in VIP private stuff. So it's like, I'd rather have
have
a
to have it
private party,
instead of an out
and
party.
yeah, in like a penthouse or something like that. Um, invite selected people and just have a great DJ spinning some great beats and things of that nature. Plus, it had to have something with a terrace where you can sit out and relax and stuff of that nature. Um, but yeah, man, we'll definitely get together and do some things. Um, who is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to, Peter,
Uh, um,
or a thank you?
Shalom, I'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I know, man. Um, I'm gonna after I finish with talking with you, I'm gonna get out on the internet and just see what's happening, how soon things are opening up, because I'm getting antsy. I've been inside for, I'm not big on the quarantine thing because I don't get sick, so I'm always healthy and I'm running in the mountains and I'm working out and things of that sort. Never get sick. I That just
Yeah,
ain't happened to me.
out of it, everything's sort of gone back to normal quite a bit. That we
Yeah,
forget that because I don't really watch the news or TV or anything,
right.
so we really forget
Yeah,
that a lot of the world's still going through it. Or
yeah,
um,
yeah,
you know, people say to me, why do I why do I want to leave where I am when I'm probably in the safest place on earth at the moment? But
yeah. Well, interesting because you guys,
no fun,
really,
right?
you guys really shut that down really quickly. You only had a few cases out there, right, in New Zealand?
Yeah, there was about 1,500 or 1,300 or so cases or whatever, but everyone sort of behaved
Wow.
themselves well in the
How
area.
how many how many deaths?
22, I think.
Wow, that's a huge
And
difference in
a lot of them were
other
old people.
places.
So I'm not going to really get into the thing of whether the
Yeah,
coronavirus is killer or
no,
not.
no,
Whether,
yeah,
like it's, you know, I don't really
yeah.
trust much of
No, no,
what.
no, no. I keep it positive on this show. Very, um, I just want to say sorry for everyone's loss and things of that nature. But we got to keep moving. There's other things happening in this world. I mean, we got so many different things happening right now. But Peter, I want to thank you for coming in, man. Short notice. Um, I know I kind of like got you. It was like early in the morning. You sent me that message. Like you can hit me up at any time, and I'm probably going to pay attention and get back to you. But yeah, I want to thank you for letting me know that you were loading up part three, and also congratulations on part one and part two being number 39 and 43 on the global minimum tech house chart. That's huge, man. And hopefully they'll push up the chart, man. Hopefully you'll be getting back with me later on today or tomorrow telling me that you actually have moved up, you know, and that would be really, really cool to see
Yep, that's for sure.
that.
Otherwise, I have to get some
Okay.
other on there and put some bright orange tape around them or something.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I will. I'll have this put together for you. We'll actually have this. This will be on Instagram on our file wall. So if you guys want to go back or tell your friends to watch this show, um, hopefully I'll talk to my nephew and see how fast he can get this loaded up. Also for you guys that haven't seen this, but it will be on. We'll have it on like three of our platforms. We'll have it. We'll have this taping on Keep It 100 podcast Facebook. We'll have it on Keep It 100 podcast YouTube channel, and it also will be on Instagram and all that. And we'll have it loaded up, but I'm not sure what time, but it'll be up there today sometime.
What's
Yeah.
happening now? Are you allowed in LA? Clubs open back up or?
Yeah. Yesterday, man, we had. Oh, just so you know, bars are open. Um, what else are open? Gyms got open last week, so you can go to the gym. Oh man, I gotta work out.
Cause,
I
'cause
still got some guns, but I still
um,
got to get back in the
I
groove.
go LA for you first.
Yeah. No, but we got clubs open back up, restaurants open back up. They're serving from a distance. What they've requested is that the music be turned down a little bit low so that the waiters and waitresses don't have to actually reach over. The waiters and waitresses will wear face masks and things of the sort, things of that nature. I think right now the best thing to do is buy stock in 3M and all those companies that make face masks. Whatever company that makes that, I would buy as much stock in those companies as possible because it seems like we're going to be using these face masks for a long time. I'm not big on that stuff because, again, I don't get sick. Thank God. Down here, they have you have certain places are required that you wear a face mask, and certain places you don't. I think some people have gotten to the point where they're like, okay, I've had enough. I've been locked up, this and that. But again, if you have any existing illnesses or anything of the nature, I would recommend wearing something like that. But if you're very healthy and you've never had any problems or anything of the nature, that's up to you. Me personally, after I finish here, I'm going running in the mountains. I'll do meditation. I don't get sick. And I think it's one of those things where you have to tell yourself that, and you have to actually do it too. But thoughts and are is actions. So it's really important that we understand how everything works out here. Everything's energy. So you tell yourself you're not gonna get sick, you're not gonna get sick. If you tell yourself you're sick or you start acting sick, you're gonna be sick. So words have a lot of meaning, and they actually carry a long way. So, Peter, I want to thank you for coming in today. This is Keep It 100 podcast. You're all new. I guess we're not new anymore, but we've been around for almost 3 months now. All new podcast interview show. We have Peter Glenn, a.k.a. DJ ER, legendary in New Zealand. He's actually in New Zealand right now. We'll be back in Mexico. As I was telling you, one of the things I want to do with my business partner, Tarail McBee, is I want to do some stuff on location where we are. Like in Mexico, we're going different places like Vegas because he's in Vegas. I'm here in California. I want to do a via Las Vegas show, have the studio up there, and then maybe have a studio down in Mexico so we can have whenever the DJs are in town doing events and things of that nature, I can actually do interviews with those guys right at the events. So, Peter, thank you again for coming in, man. God bless. Have a good day, man. Or actually, good morning. Enjoy your day. And I'll get back with you probably in about a half an hour. We'll chat a little bit.
Okay, then. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Everyone keep dancing.
Thanks for joining us. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, bye.